Welcome to this DRA video demonstration. This video demonstrates two scenarios of how you can customize user forms in the web console to simplify assistant administrator tasks. The first scenario demonstrates how to customize a user edit form to pre-populate a field value based on the value from another property field when the assistant administrator uses the form to edit a user's properties. In this case, we pre-populate the user's description property with a department name. This customization is configured with a built-in setting, generate value automatically based on other values. The second scenario demonstrates how to create a client policy that prohibits a trustee with the same name from being added to two opposing email delivery lists. This is configured using the Form Submit Handler feature. The Form Submit Handler enables users to validate and potentially cancel the submission of data if something is not compliant with the policies. As a side note before we begin, if you want to write JavaScript snippets in the web console, open the restproxy.config file from the program folder on the web server and verify that the console configuration element is present in the file with allow custom JavaScript set to true. To start the first scenario, navigate to Customization, Property Pages, and select a User Edit object. From here, you need to edit the description property field. In the General tab, select the Generate Value Automatically Based on Other Values option. Then specify the values that the field should be defaulted to. In this example, we add a static text string, department, and a reference to the department attribute in the form. Adding a space at the end of the static text string adds a break between concatenated parts of the default value. If you want to add a break between two property values, you can add an additional test element configured with a space. Make sure you apply your changes. Now we'll demonstrate how the description field gets auto-populated with the user's department when the operator adds the user's department to the account. Locate the user object and enable the editing feature. Note that the description field is already populated with the department text. Next, when we add and save the department name of Finance to the user's account, the description field will automatically append that department name to the description text. In the second customization scenario, the ABC Corporation has a requirement to have two mutually exclusive email lists for inbound messages. So when a user object is added to one of the lists, the user cannot exist in the other list. To help regulate and automate this company requirement, David, the administrator, decides to implement a client policy in order to restrict the same user from being added in the accept messages only from and the reject messages only from lists, which are settings in the Delivery Restrictions option when configuring a user's email. This client policy is intended for a user update operation, so we've pre-staged a user in our demo organization. The administrator will customize the property pages of this user. To configure the policy, David will configure a Form Submit handler by adding a custom script. He begins by navigating to Customization, Property Pages, selecting a User Edit object, and enabling the editing feature. To access the Form Submit configuration, David opens Form Properties. and selects the Form Submit Handlers tab. After enabling custom handlers, he will configure the delivery restrictions by adding a script custom handler and opening the custom handler editor to define the script. To define the script, David uses the form fields macros, field accept messages from, and field reject messages from, to fetch the respective values for a specific user. He also uses the script macro cancel to provide a warning notification when it is non-compliant with the company's policy. To ensure the script is correct, he validates the custom handler. In the test summary, since there is no user that David has selected, both the rejected and accepted message lists appear to be undefined. He then clicks OK and applies the changes to save the form. David will check to see if the configured client policy is working as expected, which is indicated by a warning notification after he adds the same trustee, Demo Trustee 1, to both lists, Rejected Message From and Accepted Message From. With the new Submit handler in place, David's user property modification is rendered non-compliant with the client policy, so he now has to modify the update operation in order to submit it successfully to the server. He does this by removing the duplicate trustee In this video, you have seen how to customize an edit user form to pre-populate the description property with the department name when an assistant administrator uses the form to edit user properties. And also, how to restrict a user from submitting data to the server when a trustee with the same name is present in two mail delivery lists. For more information about Directory Resource Administrator, see the documentation site. Thanks for watching.